and I'm going into the poor little Chinchino. It's very happy, but look at this! He just stabbed my mans! Oh, my poor Chinchino! But then, his head spins! Welp, this is certainly a way to start the new year. Hello, my name is Gallade, and welcome to the PDD Season 2, Week 1. We are fighting Coach CJ and his Phoenix Incineroars, and as you can see, he's got some spooky, scary threats, but then again, so do we. First of all, let's get the heat out of the way. The Gravity Landorus is here, and it is glorious. We have Slowking and Weezing, both being for a Monstrous defensive core and a Terrifier Chinchino, specifically for the Corviknight. So here's the deal. So while I was editing this, my footage got corrupted, so the footage you'll be seeing is going to be provided courtesy of CJ himself, Absolute Unit. Go check him out in the description below. The sad thing is, this means we're going to do things a bit differently today, but you'll see what happens in the battle. And we're back. So like I said, we're going to have to do things from his perspective. Shoutouts to CJ, absolute GOAT right here. So yeah, here's his team, pretty scary stuff, but thankfully no Corviknight. So Landorus is much scarier, although he did bring Weezing, so the Gravity Tech is still good. I decided that the best overall lead would be Ogerpon, since anything else we had switch-ins to, whether it be Weezing or the Urshifu, which I was afraid of being scarfed. Anyway, good luck, have fun to him, and we're going to lead the Ogerpon. It's going to be great. He's leading his Jolteon, as you just saw, and boom, nothing. So I figured, okay, he can't kill us, even if he specs Terra Ice, he can't hurt us. Now here's gonna Volt Switch, but I'm just gonna Ivy Cudgel. I knew Incineroar was a possibility, but I thought, well, if he stays in and he's Terra Fairy or something else, or just goes into Weezing, we'd be screwed. So I figured I'd go for the overall, more reliable play. Unfortunately, I could have gone for it, as he takes the Ivy Cudgel. Absolutely zero. Now, fortunately, at this point, Weezing was a prime switch-in, absolutely prime switch-in. And like, even if he knocks off here, which he will do, that's fine. We don't need a Rocky Helmet too much, since Slowking can wall the Urshifu if need be. And spoilers, the need do be. He's debating hard, probably debating the superpower. We did not, since we were not going to kill, especially after that -1. After that, look at that, nothing. At this point, I just wanted to get the T-Spikes up, since I saw the perfect opportunity here. He did have taunt, but honestly, was he really gonna risk the Toxic? I don't think he was gonna do that. But, spoiler alert, yeah, he was gonna do that. He wanted to taunt, probably fearing that exact scenario, or just him, us Toxic and whatever else he had to offer. Possibly even getting Pain Splitted into a protracted Stall War with his own Weezing. Which, to be fair, I don't want to do a Stall War. It's the first game of 2023. Do you really want to play this game? I mean, you are. That's why you're watching this video. Or the montage. Either or. Regardless, he's going to taunt us, and at that point, I just wanted to go for damage. I could have predicted, but honestly, I didn't want Landorus taking too much damage, since I really wanted to pull off the Gravity plan. Regardless, he's going to go into his own Weezing, and here, I saw an opportunity. I was thinking, oh, he's going to go for Defog here. Perfect opportunity to go into Landorus. And what do you know? He did. And at this point, he doesn't get any ice coverage. He might have Flamethrower, but that can't really hurt Landorus too much. So, you remember the set from earlier. It's substitute time, boys! We're cooking! Look at this! And guess what he's gonna do next? He's debating like, oh shit, is he gonna combine in my face? Is he just gonna hard Psychic? He's out of switch-ins. He has the Ursaluna, but what's he gonna do? The answer's nothing! He's got nothing. Absolute trash ash poison type. Should have gone Galarian. Could have broken that sub. And now, boom! We reveal the Gravity. Look at this. We cooked. And it's gonna get better. We take the Sludge Bomb because this Weezing is trash. Absolute garbagios. Delicioso trash. And at this point, something dies here. Nothing can take 2 Earth Powers, or 1. The only switch in is potentially Ursaluna. Even if it's max def, which he's a Soul Fist, so he basically is. he'd be dead to it with poison. Look at that. The bear comes in, it eats the poison, earth power, skadoosh! And now it was technically a roll at this point, though the roll was heavily in my favor after poison. So there was nothing he could do. He actually might have killed Landers had he lived, but the crit didn't matter anyway. So the bear is dead, first kill of the season! And now here, this man cooks. He plays me for a fool, because he's gonna go into Urshifu, and I'm thinking, oh no, he is scarfed. He played me. I could have gotten 3 more kills, but I was scared of the scarf. So you know what, kudos to him. This man was cooking. He was a 5-star chef, making a meal, and he played us. So we go into Slowking, and at this point, for pretty much the rest of the game, I was convinced this man was scarfed. He played me. He didn't have Thunder Punch to scare us out. He was just the punching gloves, probably afraid of the Rocky Helmet we had. So bravo to this man. If I just got into Wheezing, I would have figured it out, but no, I didn't want to risk anything. So at this point, I had a prediction to make. Psychic can go for the kill here, or Skull predicting the Incineroar to come in, or something else to come in. Ultimately, I went with the Scald, thinking it could have been a Boulder or Incineroar, because, like, he's scarfed. No way he'd stay in. And he predicted the same thing here, going into the Incineroar, because knockoff would kill depending on our set. Unfortunately, we read him, and the Scald comes out. Delicioso. Now he's gonna predict us to switch out, because I think he knows that we know knockoff would kill here. So we do that, and he was right to predict us. Then we go back into the Wheezing. Probably the exact scenario he guessed we would do. And what would he go back into here? I believe he goes into Jolteon, trying to scare us out. I believe. I'm trying to remember. I believe he goes into Jolteon here. And this toy, I was considering him to be Specs, though I had no realistic way of knowing. I could have had Calc the Ogerpon earlier, but come on, old habits die hard. Do you really think I was calcing at this point? Nah, I was not. But regardless, I was a bit scared of him clicking Calm Mind, and I did not want to risk anything. Didn't want to risk him trying to go for game. Since we didn't have a Scarf that outspeed him, I don't believe we did anyway. I don't remember the exact team. It's been a few days since I'm recording this last minute, sadly, because the footage corrupted. You worthless hard drive. Regardless, he's gonna tear Ice here, probably predicting us to go into something else. I don't know. But regardless, I knew we could take 1 hit from this thing. Look at that. Delicious Terra Ice Jolteon. But he goes with the Terra Blast, and I was right. We took 1 hit, and we hit him with a Strange Steam. Getting the crit and the confusion. The Hex is here, and it is flowing freely. Now at this point, I pretty much guessed that he was Specs and knew. Alright, we have a Max Def Tinkaton. Not quite for this thing, but partially for this thing. It certainly helps with Jolteon. So we're gonna go out of here. Look at this. The base department is here, taking 0. He's not gonna hit himself, but it's fine. The Terra Blast is gonna do 0 to us. Yum, yum, yum. Absolute 0. Now here I had a debate. Would I Stealth Rock, or would I knock off? And I believe I Stealth Rocked here, because I guessed him to be Specs, so he was gonna switch out. And I was right. Now I didn't want my Tinkaton getting Will-O-Wisped here. I was also still thinking he could defog, so my solution was going back into Landorus and just going to the setup again. Even if we took a Willow, we could still get the thing off. Unfortunately, he reads us! He does not want us cooking again, which is fine. We didn't need to cook. Landorus already did plenty. Now, I just wanted to weaken this thing down, because if I weakened him down a bit more, Chinchino actually had game. I wasn't really opposed to letting my own Stealth Rocks go away, because, like, for the longest time, I played without Hazard. It wasn't until, I think, DDL that I truly began to appreciate how Hazards were. Like, I knew Stealth Rocks were good, but no, I just went for Blood. Younger me was stupid. But stupid me aside, we switched out into Wheezing, sagging it off to get a switch in here. And unfortunately, I did it stupid. Plus one Chinchino could have killed with a 5-hit tail slap. It's still embarrassing, but I remember thinking, no, he was at higher health than he actually was. So Landorus got boys for nothing. Regardless, I went into Slowking here, just trying to go for the kill. Even if he went back into Incineroar would be fine. Fortunately, he stayed in, so Wheezing is dead. And at this point, if we could get the Chinchino in, it really did just win. And look at this, his team is weakened. Jolteon's dead on Switch, and Ushuru is poisoned, so it can't really do much, though it's still very scary with its air quotes Scarf. But we still had Slowking for it. At this point, he's gonna go back into, I believe he went, what did he go into again? Combat Slowking. I believe he went Incineroar. Yeah, because he still believed Knockoff killed, which it 100% did. And he's taking all the time. He is debating. He knows we're cooking. At this point, I decided to just sack off Landorus, get the use out of it I can. Maybe I can live one hit and then get one last Earth Power kill. Who knows? And we do live, and we live on, I believe it was 2 HP. Literal 2 HP. Delicious. Landorus is good. It's gonna be a long season with him being goated. So we take it, he goes into Jolteon, and he just lets it die. So I guess Tinkaton gets a kill after all. Good job, buddy. Now Landorus does go down, but honestly, considering what was left in the field, it wasn't really gonna be doing much anyway, beyond maybe revenging Incineroar. So I'm glad I got to die here, having gotten basically, well, it got one kill, but it got a second one on the field. So Incineroar comes back in, and unfortunately, he managed to go back into Slowking, as I did want to go with a Chino here and try to go for the game. But as I'll learn later, that's not going to work out. So I switch out here into Ogerpon, since he can't knock off the mask. And look at that. So I decide, and I quote myself, Ogerpon, in this one moment, you're going to be more useful here than the entirety of BBR. Finally, he gets a kill. After all this time, he finally got a kill. So at this point, he's gonna go into, I believe it was the Iron Boulder. The Boulder is scary. And I did not want him getting anything done. Because, like, it may have been a new Mon, but as you know, for anyone who's a long-time viewer of the channel, the first time we face a new Mon, it cooks us. We take nothing. Look at that. Ugh. It slaughters us. And he's got the speed boost, so even if I did try to go for a game with Chinchino, it would have done nothing. He earthquakes us, and boom, Ogerpon's dead, but it's fine. It's still more useful here than DBR. So I'm just going to go back in the Slowking, because I know I can take any one hit from this thing, even a Mighty Cleave we take. And he knows that too. So he's going in, so he's going to Sword Stance here, trying to murder us. Look at that. Very scary, but we have the Scald on standby, and he lived on one turn left, but he was gonna die. At this point, I needed to sack off something so Terrakion, or Iron Boulder, would die. And I'm going into the poor little Chinchino. It's very happy, but look at this! He just stabbed my mans! Oh, my poor Chinchino! But then, his head spins! What?! Ay. Regardless, by doing that, we can save the Slowking's health for later, and now we can win. So GG's to CJ, check him out in the description, absolute goat for lending me his footage, and at this point I learned, he was not scarfed, he was playing us! He may have lost the game, but he won the mental work, because he was messing with me the entire time. See you guys week 2, bye bye!